Welcome back to NHL Now. Time for a mic check with our buddy Mike Kelly. And Mike, we've talked about Kirill Kaprizov as a favorite to win the Calder Trophy probably for a while now since the puck dropped on the season. Why is Jason Robertson from the Dallas Stars your dark horse candidate?
Yeah, he's my sleeper to win the award, EJ. And I'll be honest, right now, I'd have no problem putting him number one on a ballot for Rookie of the Year because of how much he's meant to the Dallas Stars and the fact that I think he's kind of right neck and neck with Kirill Kaprizov in Minnesota. The even strength scoring of Jason Robertson in Dallas, which is a problem for the Dallas Stars, as we know, has been unbelievable. This is not rookies. This is the entire league since March 1st. Jason Robertson's tied with the Breadman for the most even strength points of anybody in the league. And, you know, when you look at the Dallas Stars, and again, they do struggle to score goals, especially at even strength. You look at since March 1st, how big of a gap there is between Robertson and anyone else on the team in even strength points. That's how much he means to the Dallas Stars, who are right in the thick of it to try to get that final playoff spot right behind Nashville. So when I think about, you know, both players have been excellent. Either one would be a great choice. Robertson gets, you know, about half the power play time that Kirill Kaprizov gets, and what he means to his team, I'd have no problem putting him number one right now.
Yeah, he has been terrific of late, and the Dallas Stars making a push perhaps into the playoffs. We'll see, but he's been a big, big part of this latest run. Let me ask you about the Norris Trophy, and we had Charlie McAvoy on a little bit earlier in the show. You believe that he's a dark horse candidate for the Norris, even though he's kind of not lighting up the stat sheet offensively. Why so?
I do. Like, I think ultimately Victor Hedman's probably the guy this year, but McAvoy, in terms of getting on the ballot, being a finalist, I'd absolutely have him in that mix, maybe in the 3-4 spot on a ballot, just because of the all-around game and what he means to the Boston Bruins, who, despite losing Torrey Krug and despite losing Zdeno Chara, are still a great defensive team, and he's such a big reason why. What impresses me so much about McAvoy, you look at this season, he's played over 100 minutes at even strength with 3 different defense partners, and you look at the expected goals percentage on the right, so the amount of scoring chances that they're controlling while they're on the ice, well, he's north of 60% with 2 of those pairings, north of 50% with all of them. There's only a handful of defensemen this year that have played as many minutes with as many different D partners as Charlie McAvoy, and he's elevated everybody he's played with. So, you know, looking at the all-around game of McAvoy, yeah, he's not top 20 in scoring among defensemen, although he still does score points. He doesn't get the power play minutes that some defensemen get in the league, but he plays every situation. He's in all 3 zones. He's physical. You look at the fact that he doesn't spend a lot of time in his own end because he can deny entries so well. That zone denial rate, he's top 10 in the league at breaking up those entries into his zone. When the puck is in his zone, he'll get it out with control and possession for the Bruins. Top 10 in zone exits, uses his stick well to break up passes. And again, he still does score points. He's top 25. So I look at the all-around game, what he means to the Bruins, who he can play with, any situation you want. I love having Charlie McAvoy in the mix for the Norris Trophy. That's how I feel, Eej. What do you feel?
Hey, listen, all I know is he helps you win. And I like guys like that.
That's right.
So, you know, you can have him on any team you want. He's a guy that can help you win, and that's obviously what the goal is. Let's talk about the Vezina Trophy, all right, Mike? We got Marc-Andre Fleury and Andrei Vasilevsky have been talked about a ton in that Vezina race. But I'm wondering, can UC Saros maybe sneak into the conversation with as well as he's played over the last 5 weeks or so?
I think so. I'm with you on that. He's vibing right now, the whole team. But UC Saros, yeah, I think you're right, EJ, that this is Vasilevsky. I think it should be unanimous that he wins. And Fleury's probably the next guy. Keep an eye on UC Saros, though. He's not a big goalie. He moves laterally in the net as well as anybody. Excellent footwork. You see it in these saves that he's making right here. He's played so well and helped Nashville be in the mix for a playoff spot that if he continues this type of play from now until the end of the regular season, I could definitely see him being that third guy, because I think that third spot to become a Vezina finalist is open. Goals against average, he's top 10. Save percentage, high danger save percentage from the slot, he's top 3. And that goal saved above expected per 60 minutes. He's saving them about a goal every 3 games. Above expected, top 10 also in the NHL. And he's trending up right now. So if he can continue buzzing the way that he is, I think he could sneak into that third spot for sure.
Yeah, there's no question. He's trending up. He's trending way up. He's been playing so well. He has carried that Nashville Predators team that's had a bunch of injuries, and Saros has been terrific. You mentioned Vasilevsky, and you say that he's a guy that really should win the Vezina Trophy this year, but you think he's also a dark horse for the Hart Trophy.
I do. I don't know where you stand on goalies being up for the Hart Trophy. A lot of people say that, they've got their own trophy, right? But we're talking Hart Trophy, most valuable to your team. That is the definition of the award. And I think Andrei Vasilevsky embodies that almost as well as anybody this year. So, look, Connor McDavid, I think, should be a slam dunk to win the Hart Trophy, best player in the league. What he's doing this year, it's his best season, and he's the best guy in the league, which is unbelievable for him. Vasilevsky, when you look at the case for him to be the most valuable player to his team, just look at what the backup goalies have done compared to what he's done this season. The backup goalies in 10 starts have around an .850 save percentage and have only won 3 games. Goals save above expected. You want to get into the analytics. Vasilevsky saved his team about 20 goals, by far more than any goalie in the NHL in his 36 starts. The backups have cost the Lightning north of 10 goals. That's a big swing. So, it's not to say that Tampa Bay wouldn't be a very good team, with another goalie in net. Obviously, they have so much star power on that team. But Vasilevsky is a guy that his play has been so much better than the other guys they put in the net. I think you could make the case for him to be on a ballot as a guy who's one of the most valuable to his team this season.
Mike, I always believe if a goalie's going to get the Hart, he's got to be above and beyond, kind of like Dominik Hasek was when he won back-to-back Harts going back into the late 90s. When you compare Vasilevsky in recent times to other goalies that have had really big years, does he get above and beyond in your mind statistically?
I think in recent memory, if you're going to make a case for a goalie to be up for the Hart Trophy, it's as good as anything that I can remember in recent years, for sure. And, I talked about that goal save above expected, factoring in shot quality, shot quantity, try to isolate that goaltending impact. He's at almost 20 goals this season. The next best is about 12. That's a huge gap. And again, you look at what the backups have done compared to him, it's a huge gap. So if you're going to make a case any year, I think this is a good one for him.
Yeah, well, there's no question. He is clearly a valuable piece of the puzzle to the Tampa Bay Lightning. And you pointed out not much going on behind him right now. He's going to have to stay healthy.
Right.
Mike, thanks for all the great insight. We appreciate it. And we will be keeping an eye on how these awards get settled over the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks, EJ.